right in this very now moment. I am enjoying a view of the sun right now. It'll start to set here in actually it's pretty shortly. Um, and then it'll get really bright in here. Um, so thanks for tuning in, y'all. So this is Expansions. This is the spiritual dimension of wellness. I'm Jane, and I am here in Costa Rica, actually on a pilgrimage of sorts. So I guess that's what I'll talk about for a minute, um, and what that is. So take a deep breath and just let it go and do two more of those because you can. And what is breath but a connection with spirit, inspiration, the breath of life, right? So just let those breaths come in deep and full and just become really present in this now moment. There's nowhere else you have to be. There's nothing else you have to do. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you. At any point in time, please feel free to leave comments. I can go back and see them. If you're not subscribed to the Promise Resource Network YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that button. So, this pilgrimage that I am on. When I think about pilgrimages, I I have a few different images in my head. So I'll share what a couple of the images are. So one image is someone goes and they make they make a journey, um, a transition. They start from point A and they move to point B. And the journey from point A to point B is a pilgrimage. And it's usually um, in a place unknown. Now, this pilgrimage can be physical, right? We can do this. So I could go from North Carolina, point A, to Costa Rica, point B. And I could have many point A's to B's here in Costa Rica. But the true journey is this journey inside. And that is to me what the pilgrimage is actually. This seeking within ourselves for the truth, um, to remember the truth, to reconnect with the truth, to learn parts of ourselves that maybe we have never known, or meet parts of ourselves that we have totally forgotten over our life. And these pilgrimages are usually done alone because if I'm looking inward, I can't have a lot of people helping me out. Like nobody else, I don't need anyone else to shine a flashlight. And that's part of the work. In a lot of cultures, so there are a lot of different pilgrimages that I've seen. Um, there's some where the individual will go out and they walk this path, and it might be to the top of a mountain, and they stay there alone with no food, no water, no shelter. And they'll stay up there for a few days, a week, however long. And then they come back down from the mountain. And what they experience up there is unique to them, but it's usually a, a deeper connection to the divine. It's the journey isn't just to the top of the mountain. The journey is getting up to the top of the mountain, and the journey is not having anything and connecting back to the only thing, the truth of life itself, that we are and that we hold within us, and that we can see it beyond ourselves. And then the pilgrimage, obviously, on the way back down, especially if you haven't had any food or water and you've been alone, and now you're walking back down this path back to reality, back to your normal life, where when you get there, you might totally be changing that because of whatever information you gathered on the top of this proverbial mountain, or real mountain, depending on. So my pilgrimage has led me to, um, Right now, I'm at the coast. I'm at the Pacific coast, and there are people where I am, but I'm in my own space. So I don't have to interact with people if I don't want to. Um, and some days there's a lot of interaction and community feelings, and sometimes it's not. Today is a not day. It seems like most people are just kind of, I haven't seen many people here today actually, and I think people are still here. I don't know. I think people are just laying low. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm actually laying low, and letting myself recalibrate, because on my pilgrimage, because I like to have things transpire in a very literal sense. Um, I get to have um, experiences that are um, interesting. I'll say that. So, when I imagine someone walking up to the mountain to spend time with nature and God or goddess or source or great spirit or Mother Earth, whatever, the nameless wonder, they might go through some hard times in that. They might face um, some fears of being alone, fears of what if I die out here? Like, no one will know. If I die on the first day, no one will know because they don't expect me to come down from the mountain for 3 more days or whatever. And so there's those fears that come up um, around that, right? Like, well, what if I die? And, what if I need something? What if I need something? What if I fall and I hurt myself and I need help? What if I um, pass out and whatever, I need support. I'm having a really hard day emotionally and I just need support. There is none. And the person on this pilgrimage on this mountaintop is surrounded by nothing but support. Um, the support of the divine. And to me, that's what the pilgrimages are for, is to reconnect with source in the ways that we go back to the truth that that's the only thing that we need. And I'm not saying that we don't need community and money and food and water and shelter and all of those things. No, not we need those things. And if we took all of those things away, we would have two options to feel. We would feel either, oh crap, I have nothing, or we would feel that's okay because I still have everything I need. I have my body, my breath, I have this earth, I have the air, I have the sun, I have rain. I have life force moving through me. I have the divine. I have love. And so these pilgrimages, these journeys to, I guess it's this type of a seeking, but it's not a seeking. There's no looking for it. Like in my experience, I'm not looking for anything. But what I am doing is I'm listening. I'm listening to spirit. I'm listening to love. And I'm listening to compassion and I'm listening to grace. And I am experiencing, because these are the only things that I'm choosing to listen to, I am experiencing fears. Yeah, okay. I'm experiencing fears, like fear of dying or just needing some physical help that I can't do the thing on my own and I need physical help, or I'm not well and I need medical help. And there's a lot of fear around that. And so for me to feel, say, fear of I need support and I don't have it, and not letting myself get into my mind into that, like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Or um, I should just quit. I should just quit. Let me come down from the mountain early. Let me just fly back home. Let me just peace out now. what I'm choosing to do is I'm choosing to stay on the mountain. I'm actually at the ocean, but I'm choosing to stay on this mountain and feel the possibility that I could need support and not get it, and just feel that, and feel the sadness or the feeling of helplessness or the feeling of um, fear. I'm allowing myself to feel it because I can. My choice is to uh, be so connected to the divine that I can feel all that with compassion for me in the space of feeling fear. Um, the fear of death. I don't really fear dying. Y'all know I've talked about death for years, and it's just like it's the next stage. We all do it. Um, and I don't have any fear of dying. I think it's more interesting to think about like what others would think and feel like, ooh. Um, and the thought, I guess, of someone at the mountain, right, on their pilgrimage, and they're sitting up there, and that feeling of like I could die, and I could die alone. And we all die alone, and we all die completely surrounded, whether we're surrounded by people or nature or the divine itself. We're never alone when we die. We're never alone for that matter. But imagine sitting up on this mountain, no food, no water, no shelter, and you're on this pilgrimage, and you think, I could die. I actually could die up here. And there's this very interesting experience that happens, as some of you may know, when we face death like that, and when we make peace with it. Not when we, for me, I don't want to hold on and white knuckle and fight until the end. I'm going to go out peacefully. That's what I want to do. And I'm also not going to just like not try to live, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so you're on this mountain and you have this idea of like, oh God, I could die. There's a deep space of peace that we can move into with that knowledge, and a lot of grace and surrender to let go of all of that and be okay with it, to accept it, and to still um, stick to the mission, stick till that time on the mountain. And knowing that I'm willing to walk through death on this mountain in order to reach my intention, which would be to form a deeper relationship as the embodied divine. And when I think about the other types of pilgrimages, where maybe not up to the mountain, sit and be in your prayer and then come down, but the pilgrimages that are more journeys, being taken out to the bush and bye, and you just go and you just walk and you follow intuition, divine guidance, great spirit, nature. You follow signs, however they may show up, to guide you in the right direction to get you to salvation, to the end, to the next version of you. It guides you through the challenge of being pummeled by the sun, no shade, no food, no water, right? Now, granted, my method of pilgrimage is I'm doing it rather comfortably. Um, really, like you can see I'm comfortable. I have an air conditioner, I have a bed, I have a kitchenette. You can't see the bathroom. There is a big kitchen over there. I could swim in that pool. I can walk 2 minutes to the ocean. I can walk 10 minutes that way and be in the jungle or swim in a river. Like I know I've completely set myself up in a way that feels safe and comfortable. The pilgrimage part for me is that I'm doing it alone. I don't have um, a network here. I mean, I've met a lot of people, and I'm sure you all aren't going to be surprised when I say that I've made a lot of friends, and started to really just connect with the different communities here, um, which has been a true delight and such a gift. And I'm allowing those to be my symbols to continue to direct me where I'm moving. And I've had just some medical issues come up that are very new to me. I have no experience with it, and I have no support. And so allowing myself to move through that part of the pilgrimage of, oh, wow, okay, so this is happening. I am trusting that I'm fine. I'm going to keep moving. I'm not going to quit. Um, Not that quitting is good or bad. I'm surrendering into my experience and might be going to see the medical support uh, when they open back up. Just because the day that I'm recording this is a Saturday. Um, so it's interesting that it's like I feel like I'm on that walk, on that journey, and say I'm out in the bush and I don't have a horse to ride. I have no car here. Um, I would be reliant on a bus that doesn't show up very much. It really doesn't. It's like sometimes it does. It usually doesn't. It cracks me up though. Like I find it really hilarious. I know that, but I also know that I have a faith that if I needed a ride, that I could put out a call, right? I could ask. I would just literally say, "Hey, to any human being, I need a ride to the hospital." It's just because there's no like doctor's offices like otherwise. But anyway, um, and I know that if they couldn't do it, that I would be able to find it. So it's kind of like if I were walking out in the desert on a pilgrimage, I may be like, "Damn it, I need a horse." And I may not be able to be like, hey, anybody got an extra horse that they can send me? I don't know where I am, but this is what the coordinates feel like. But I might be able to pray, for help in my travels. I need to get to point B right now. I need to get to point B. And that might be when and that point B in the bush and the pilgrimage might be my point B needs I need mean that point B that I need to get to might mean that I need water. I need attention, I need support, I need food, I need shelter. Well, it might be that a rainstorm comes through. Oh, yay, or a massive cloud comes over. Oh, thank you. I got what I asked for. Or I just happen upon some animal that I could eat, or a bush that has fruit. I don't know, right? Like, but it's that like, okay, I need support now. But then there's also that like, I know you're being supported, or I know talking to like source, like, okay, I know you're supporting me. I'm good right now. I'm good right now. I can keep going. I'm committed. I'm going to keep listening. And then, so this pilgrimage is, it's a very interesting place for me to be in. And it's interesting also to share it as I'm moving through it and reflecting that we do this every day. We humans have a sacred pilgrimage every day if we choose to see it like that. We wake up, point A, we go to bed, point B. How do I journey through that day? How do I ask for help or not? How do I tune into my own intuition or not? How do I just stop halfway through the day and give up? How do I move on this pilgrimage of my life? And, it's kind of like if you're thirsty, you can drink a couple sips of water, and sometimes you're like glug, 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 glug. So I'm at the glug, 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 glug stage of experience of my pilgrimage, my journey. And it doesn't mean I wouldn't want to drink water every other day, before I came here. And so um, my hip needs to pop and it's very uncomfortable. Conversation whiplash. Anyway, but we go through these pilgrimages every day. And, we can We can take small ones, say you're like, I can't take off and take a sabbatical. Okay, well, you can take a day off. If you have a day off of work, you can take that day to just be in contemplation and staying off the device and really praying and listening and asking Great Spirit for support, asking Great Spirit for guidance, asking Great Spirit for clarity and knowing or deeper understanding or more grace, or asking Great Spirit to illuminate parts that are ready to be healed, to communicate with the Great Spirit of your higher self. Hey, future me, you know, I know you're there because I'm going to grow into you, but like, is there anything I can do to like help you out so that when I get there, you've already kind of like set the table for me? And, whether it's taking a day for that, taking a weekend for that, taking a week, a month, 3 months, 6 months, the rest of your life, whatever that is. And we can break it down into smaller increments, and we could take it into a half a day. We could take it into a couple hours. We could take it into an hour, where for 1 hour, I'm going to commit and devote my focused attention and awareness and presence without any distractions around me. And I'm only going to get back to nature. I'm going to go to the top of a mountain. And that might mean that you go into the backyard. I'm very aware that not everything is accessible. It's not like I wouldn't go out into go. I didn't fly to Australia to be dropped off in the middle of the bush to just like walk across the desert. Like, no, I would probably die. Hell, maybe I wouldn't. Who knows? I don't know. As much as I love the sunshine, I'd be like, yo, I don't know. Maybe I'd be fine. Fuck, I can walk for days too. Maybe that would have been a good idea. Who knows? But as I mentioned in the last video class, the body, mind, spirit, that part of this journey was listening to my body. So I wanted the fruit and the vegetables, especially the fruit. So they don't really have that so much in the desert anyway. But I think about the sacred pilgrimage and the challenges that we may face, the fears that we may face. And it's not for everyone in every yeah, it's not for everyone. I had, and I'll leave this very brief, but I had someone come and visit me, and a lot of their darkness came up because they had their own unit. So we weren't like staying here in this little space, but they were like literally, I could see their little room. And um, so they had that time alone without interruption, being surrounded by love, unconditionally loving this person. I love them tremendously in all ways, no matter how they show up or behave. Um, And then when things changed and their anger management was failing, um, and I would just reflect back to them like, hey, like that's not a safe behavior around me and to me. So, but that shining a light on parts of their unhealed stuff was too much for them to handle. And these, so that's why I say like sometimes pilgrimages aren't for everyone. In my opinion, this is Jane's opinion. You got to be ready to see what you're going to see and to feel what you're going to feel, because it's like walking through the gates of hell to enter through the pearly gates, you know, where you recognize that you are absolutely nothing and that you don't matter at all. And you are everything. You are the infinite well of love, and you literally are made from stardust and light to become matter. And so anything that can fall into that spectrum of awareness, the reconciliation of I am nothing and the oh, I am everything, that's a lot. And to be in that for a duration of time, in a way that, like, I'm not processing my days with anyone. I don't have someone that I'm calling at the end of the day and be like, oh my God, so this is what came up. I don't have that. I'm choosing to not have that. Granted, if I need that, I could reach out to someone. I would hope. I could call the warm line that Promise Resource Network has. Like, I got resources. But I remind myself that I'm choosing to be on this pilgrimage. So if I had walked up to that mountain alone, I'm not going to have my cell phone and call and be like, I just need to process, like, what just happened today? Oh my God. Like, I'm not going to do that because it's between the divine and me. That's the relationship that is deepening, strengthening, expanding, um, without any distractions. And it's such a beautiful gift. It's an honor um, to be able to do it in my life. Um, I'm humbled that I get to. I'm not taking a single moment for granted, whether it's being completely yelled at and belittled by by a friend, or if it's sitting at dinner last night with new friends that are from all over the world and that live here and crying at the bar. I don't drink, but I'm sitting at the bar, and sitting there with the deep recognition of, oh my God, I get to be right here, right now, and eating an abundance of food and listening to music that the people are playing and singing that I just met, and they're amazing people. And I'm like, oh, I got to make friends with the band, and I don't take any of it for granted, for sure. And it is a part, I think, of the gift of this journey. Is I don't think I took things for granted back home. Um, and because I was very busy going and doing and serving so much, that I wasn't seeing, I didn't give myself a lot of time and space to feel the gratitude of what Jane was experiencing, you know? So I'm very grateful for this. So I'm really grateful to be able to offer this on this platform for you all. And I will continue for the expansions and for the August as I'll be sharing my experiences and um, some other it's all spiritual stuff. It's a spiritual dimension of wellness, and because I'm here on a spiritual journey, like, it's going to be kind of personal and um and just all of the things. It's just, I'm just very grateful. So thanks for being a part of this earth journey with me. Thanks for being a witness. Thank you for the pilgrimage of your point A and to point B, called your life, that you are currently on, no matter what, whether you're on the mountain, in the desert, taking a break or not. You are on the sacred pilgrimage and journey of life itself. Point A was when you took your inhale, first one. Point B is when you take that exhale, the last one. So, this daily pilgrimage, this pilgrimage of your life, like, can we make this pilgrimage of life just as devoted and just as committed and just as intentional to stay in awareness that we are the divine and that the divine is all around us, that love is within us and it is all around us, whether we see it or not. It doesn't mean that we're not going to see the darkness and the shadows and the anger and the rage, and that we're not going to feel the sadness and the darkness and the anger and the rage. It's not that. That's the human part, but it's allowing the divine to guide me on this journey. The divine of myself, the divine beyond, the divinity of the earth and nature itself. And it's way more, I feel like it's way more reliable than the Google. Hey Google, what should I do? Google's like, you're here are all the reasons you're going to freak out. I don't like the Googs. So anyway, I hope that you all enjoy the rest of this day. Please, like I said, leave comments. I would love to see them. Um, It's easier for me to see them if you leave comments on the YouTube video. So if you're catching this on Facebook, yay. And you can also watch the replays on Facebook and on the YouTube channel. So I love you all so much. Sending so much love from Central America. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all